Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm coming to you on this overcast Sydney spring morning from down here at the Meadowbank, ferry terminal on a day that is forecast to be very hot, up to 39 degrees, and with very, very big winds. At this point in time, I find it hard to believe that forecast is going to come true. But let's see throughout the day what transpires. Anyway, what I'd love to do today is to do what I normally do most mornings, and that is to discuss and to go through a book. And the book that I've selected for this particular episode is entitled Tattoos on the Heart, a book that was published back in 2010 on the 9th of March by a fellow who goes by the name of Gregory Boyle. And this book feels like you're sitting down with a wise, kind-hearted friend who has seen the darkest corners of the world and yet still chooses to see the light. Gregory Boyle is a Jesuit priest and a founder of Homeboy Industries, and he shares stories from his decades of working with gang members in Los Angeles. His book is a testament to the transformative power of compassion, and it leaves one with a renewed sense of help and hope and a deeper understanding of what it means to love unconditionally. Let's step through this book and see which morsels, which gems we can extract and incorporate into our own inventory of skills, wisdom, and potential knowledge. And the first key message to come from this author is where we learn that compassion has no boundary. Boyle's stories of working with gang members, many of whom have committed extremely violent crimes, reminds one that compassion isn't something that we reserve for the people who we feel are deserving. It's a radical, boundless love that sees the humanity in every single person, no matter their past. And one story that sticks out is about a young man who had been in and out of prison. Instead of judging him, Boyle saw his pain and his potential. And this challenges us to look beyond our own biases and extend our compassion to people that we may otherwise have dismissed from the very, very outset. The author here also reminds us that we are all of us, we are all more than our worst ever mistakes. Boyle writes, "No one is as bad as the worst things that they have ever done." This line hits one like a ton of bricks, because so often we define people by their mistakes. But Boyle's stories remind us that everyone has the capacity and the capability to change and have redemption. He shares countless examples of former gang members who turn their lives around and become mentors, fathers, and community leaders. This is just simply remarkable. Another point that comes from this book is where we also look at the power of kinship. Boyle doesn't just keep and help gang members. He also, interestingly, becomes family to them. He calls this kinship, the idea that we are all connected and that no one should be left behind. This sense of belonging is what transforms people's lives. One story that moves one is about a young man who, after years of feeling like an outcast, found a sense of belonging at Homeboy Industries. It was this connection, not lectures or punishment, that helps him change his life. The other point that comes from this book is where the author reminds us that compassion requires courage, and that loving unconditionally isn't all of that easy. Boyle shares stories of loss and heartbreak, including the deaths of young people he worked with. Despite the pain, he never gives up on showing love and compassion. This kind of love takes courage, the type of courage that is to keep loving even when it hurts. And the last key point to come from this book is the message that hope, the word hope, is a verb. Boyle's work is a living example of hope in action and hope in practice. He doesn't just hope for change, he creates it one person at a time, and his stories are filled with moments of transformation where small acts of kindness and belief in someone's potential lead to profound change. This book, Tattoos on the Heart, isn't just a book. It's an invitation to each and every one of us to live differently. It's a call to love more deeply, to see the good in people, and to believe in the power of compassion to change lives. Boyle's stories are raw, heartbreaking, and often hilarious, but they all point to the same truth. Love is the most powerful force in the entire universe. This book can help change the way you see people, especially those who are often dismissed or judged. And it reminds us that everyone has a story and that a little compassion can go a very long way. If you are looking for a book that will challenge you, inspire you, and fill your heart with hope, Tattoos on the Heart is it. It is a masterpiece of love in action, and it'll carry its lessons with you for the rest of your life. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to journeying with you from another place and with another message of empowerment. Yassas, take care, and bye for now.